If you see the countdown or a flashing orange hand, stop and don't cross. The law states it is illegal to enter the crosswalk once the countdown has already begun. You could be charged with jaywalking and a hefty fine of $190 to $250. New microchip technology embedded in debit cards offers a new level of protection. It uses a method of ever-changing numbers to approve transactions and withdrawals, making it harder for thieves to access personal information. For most of us in LA, going to Disneyland is a quick trip down the 405, but less people might be going now. Next year, Disney's unlimited pass will exceed $1,000, an expense some families just can't afford. Getting around in LA could be convenient and cheap if you're willing to share a ride. Simply request an Uber pool and a driver will pick you up and someone else heading in the same direction. But riders wonder, is it safe? If the zombie apocalypse was coming, this might be one of your last stops out of town.
Yeah, I think so. I'd be entertained for a while.
The Last Bookstore on Spring Street in downtown Los Angeles offers the ultimate bookstore experience, says store manager Katie Orphan.
There's been a big revitalization of downtown, so more people are coming here for, restaurants and bars and theaters. So we're just we were ahead of that curve a little and have been fortunate to ride it.
The Restored Bank features several different kinds of books, from children's classics to New York Times bestsellers and everything in between.
Ebook readers are no longer on the rise. The sales numbers are pretty flat for them. There's been a big resurgence in the last couple years, maybe a little longer, for people who would rather go to a physical bookstore, who would rather read a physical book.
Orphan says most shoppers are surprised to realize that 3/4 of the books are used. In fact, they are so selective, it is hard to tell which book is new and which is old.
We have, at this point, 18,000 square feet of mixed new and used books, so we're able to offer people books that are out of print, collectibles, first editions, as well as the most recent bestsellers.
While the name doesn't reflect reality, shoppers say they prefer this independent bookstore over others in the Los Angeles area, which is why this bookstore is still thriving.
They seem like a lot more interesting, as opposed to other bookstores that I've been to.
I haven't seen any other places like it before.
In downtown Los Angeles, I'm Krista Torres.
Homelessness in the city, depending on the year, has continued to exponentially grow since 1999.
As Los Angeles declares a state of emergency for homelessness, organizations are calling the government out.
It raises more awareness around what we're trying to do, and it's great in terms of hoping to raise private funds to help what the city's trying to do. We've never considered it a state of emergency. It's just the state of affairs of LA.
Tom Bagamani, the founder of The Giving Spirit, can make these claims because he's been on the ground helping the homeless since 1999.
This year we're dedicated to over 4,500 lives, and there are 2 events. And so, and it's in the form of survival kits that we build that are made of elements that anyone would need for sustenance if they have nothing. Our motto is we give them everything to survive where they stand or sit, or happen to be huddled under.
According to the Los Angeles Homeless Services Authority, there are 25,000 homeless people living in the city, but Bagamani disputes that number.
Reports that you hear, the numbers are from 29,000 to 43,000. Those numbers are way too low. It's probably twice that. A lot of the unreported homelessness that's out there, multiple families living in a one-bedroom motel room, people living in their cars, they're not being counted.
The organization puts on 2 major outreach events each year to distribute care packages to people living on the streets. Bagamani says they've helped thousands of individuals, and that number keeps growing.
The quickest way to end homelessness is to have homes.
The Giving Spirit has over 10,000 active volunteers. They're now working out of the organization's headquarters here in Brentwood to gear up for the December 10th event. In Brentwood, I'm Krista Torres.